Hello, guys. This is Sachin. I'm the founder of S2 Data Systems as well as Hello Voice. So, I've been into IT industry for like more than 13-14 years now. So, this is my first stream, and I thought let's start putting up some kind of a stream where we can actually build up a vibe coded product and then take it to somewhere near to $1 lakh ARR, and then we will see how the things go. So we will try to build up one of the idea. We will just try to use do vibe coding using Claude Code itself, and then we'll try to find a idea which can be built up using Claude Code, and then we will try to build it up and then set it up and launch it into the market. So this stream will cover all the vibe coding thing, and end to end will be marketing as well as deploying the product itself. So we'll see all the end to end process, how we build up a product, how we think about the architecture, and then how we deploy it, and then moving it into the GTM mode, which is like go to market mode, how we would be selling that into the market. Okay, so yep, if you want to connect with me, so you can connect me on LinkedIn as well. So it's Sachin Arora. So you can find me on LinkedIn and we can get connected. So I guess let's get started. So we'll start today and try to find out an idea which can be utilized onto the data engineering or data science side, right? Since I am coming from the data engineering background and I have been majorly working onto the data engineering, where my core expertise lies into Databricks and then AWS, Azure, building up data lakes on cloud as well as on-prem, and then building up platforms as well end to end. So we right now at S2 Data Systems have two platforms. One is like RuleMind, which is like a data quality, AI-based data quality engine, and then another one is Hello Voice, which is like an uh, platform where you can launch up your AI agents within minutes. So we have like today only launched Hello Voice on product hunt itself. So if you want to check it out, you can go ahead and give up an upvote for us. So that will be actually good. So let me show you about Hello Voice first. So this is the product that we have launched today. So using this product, you can basically put up any kind of AI voice agents and connect these to your uh, voice pipelines, or even you can connect these on your websites as well, so that people can receive calls immediately once any of the leads land into your CRM systems. So if you want to check it out, you can go ahead and check it out and let me know if you need any help on that side. So let's get started on building up a new product today. So let's open up a Claude instance, and then we will start looking into uh, ideas for today, and let's see what can we build. So right now I have one idea in my mind where data engineering aspects can be used pretty lot. Okay, so we will start up with that kind of an idea. Okay, and then we will try to build up a platform out of it, and then we will see how we can scale this platform and spread this across to the people, and how data engineers or data architects can use it. Okay, so now whenever we are trying to set up a data lake, or I'll say any kind of a data warehouse, okay, or if let's talk about, suppose I need to set up analytics platform for one of the companies, right? So we need to set up all the database architecture for that. Okay, so like uh, what would be the dependencies between the tables and how the data would be distributed between different tables, right? So we'll try to develop a tool where a user or a data architect can come in. They can specify for what domain they are trying to build up a data architecture. Okay, and then using AI, they get all the recommendations, they get all the DB diagrams. Okay, as well as the SQL scripts, as well as initial data as well, which can be used for seeding up the platform itself. Okay, so we'll try to build such kind of a platform. Okay, So let's start with putting up the brief idea, okay, so to the cloud, and then we will see how we will go ahead and building up this platform. Okay, so this would be purely vibe coded platform, so we'll try to scale it up as much as possible. Okay, this is the first idea, like we will think of more other ideas as well while building up our platforms. Okay, so let's start with this idea, and we will see how we can progress for different ideas as well. So let's start with the first idea. Okay, so I want to build a platform for data architects where they can come type a free flow query where they define the domain for which they want to develop a data model. Okay, and post that they give all the information which is necessary, and then once information is provided, we explore and search best data models which have been implemented for that industry, and using the best practices for the data modeling, we provide all the data modeling, we provide all the detailed SQLs, DB diagrams, as well as seeding data for the complete data warehouse. Okay, so this is like the first idea that I'm thinking about. Okay, so this can be very useful for the data architects, or I can say like the as well as the data modelers, where they can just come up and provide their industry in which they want to develop a data model. Okay, and then we go ahead and explore various data models that have been already been implemented into the market, right? And then think about it, what best ways we can actually develop the data models. Okay, so yeah, let's start thinking about it. Okay, so first we will just go through it, think about it, brainstorm it. Okay, and then we will try to start coding up the front end as well as the back end. Okay, so purely we will start up with the Python as the back end, and then front end would be in something like Next.js. Okay, so we'll try to purely vibe code this platform and see how this goes. Okay, so what it is telling is what I heard of the web platform. Okay, so what's the primary modeling paradigm the platform should output? Okay, so mostly I guess we should support all the three, right? So generally people use Kimball, Snowflake and dimensional modeling, but these days somewhere people are also using Data Vault as well, right? So if you want to know more about Data Vault kind of a data modeling architecture, so you can go ahead and read about it. Okay, so how hubs and satellites are created within Data Vault. Okay, then there is one is like 3NF OLTP style. Okay, so I guess it would be provided by the data modeler itself, right? So let the person decide what kind of model they want to create, right? And then according to that they can actually start building up any kind of data model for different industries. Okay, so let's pick up all three. Then how should best model for the industry be stored? LLM plus curated in library we build. Okay, So yeah, so this is a good idea. So we can actually build up a rack kind of an architecture where we also provide some kind of knowledge base to our platform itself, right? So once we have that kind of a knowledge base, so automatically the LLM will stop hallucinating much. Okay, so let's see what is the other option. So there is like LLM plus live web plus over public references. Okay, both curated first, web as fallback. Okay, pure LLM. So I guess second one is looking good, which is like LLM plus live web slash rag over public references, right? So this is actually good. The other one, third one is both. Okay, curated first and then web as fallback. So, but from the start, we won't be having the curated. I believe we won't be having a curated kind of a data warehouse information. So, I believe let's go with the second option. And then what is the V1 output bundle? Okay, so in the V1 we want ERD plus DDL plus seed data, and then ERD DDL seed data plus DBT project. Okay, yeah, so these days people are using a lot of DBT on top of Snowflake and all that part, right? So we can have DBT integration as well, and then everything above Databricks. I guess this is the good one. And then who's the V1 user and pricing posture? Okay, so free, we will give it for free for first thing. So where we will be having freemium for solo architects. Okay, so let's start with the freemium version. So we won't be charging anything. Okay, so our first target is to just build it up and provide it as a free tool to a lot of data modelers, so that they can just put up all the information. They can also give us all the information to build up a rack kind of an architecture, right? So once we have that, once we have a good user base or client base, and then we can think about how we want to scale it up and how we want to actually put up some kind of a pricing for it. Okay, so what is it telling about? So the architecture is given like front end is there. Okay, and then SQL viewer is there, API gateway. Okay, so auth is it's saying Superbase. Okay, rate limits, project CRUD. Okay, and then we have agent orchestrator, langgraph or Python, custom Python state machine. Okay, so we'll go with the langgraph part only, where we will be having multiple chaining of thoughts for the LLM. Okay, so and then according to that it will return as the final output. Okay, so we'll go through that. So how the flow would be: intake agent, and then interview agent, and then paradigm selector. Okay, so rules plus LLM. Then there would be a research agent, which will be actually going through the rack part and doing the web search for the best models that have been implemented. Okay, so this will be the way. Then we will be having a curated pattern library, Postgres and PG vector. Okay, so we'll be storing all the vectors of the documents that will be uploading into a vector store, so which will be in the Postgres itself. Okay, then we will have a web fallback, which is using the Serper API. Okay, this is good. And then synthesis agent, what it will do is intermediate entities. Okay, atal relationships. Okay, and then it will give us the artifact generators. Okay, from IR mermaid kind of ERD diagrams, and then we'll be having all the DDLs as well. Okay, got it. And we'll having a DVD project, notebooks and everything. Okay, so I guess this looks pretty good for the starting piece. So for storage we have Postgres, projects, IRs. Okay, we'll be having this, the non-obvious everything routes through a JSON intermediate. Okay, then improves IR. Okay. Okay, the interview agent. Okay, got it. So this idea looks pretty solid. Okay, so if we are able to pull it up properly, right? So this tool can become a pretty good use case for the data modelers, okay, so where they can actually use this tool in the later stages, right, to build up data models directly and in a very short span of time. Okay, so let's go ahead. So because I worked on similar kind of an idea in a for one of my clients, okay, so where I created up a Claude skill itself, okay, like a data modeler skill, where I defined every part of the skill itself, in which once I used that particular skill, so I was able to generate all the DDLs, like the database diagram, using Mermaid. So Mermaid is basically just like draw.io, which is like a tool where you can have the overall end-to-end architecture basically. Okay, so it's like that. So that skill can be basically be used to generate any kind of data models, or or you can generate all the DDLs as well for different databases as well. Okay, so we'll be supporting multiple databases in this, because it might be possible some data modelers are producing the data model for Oracle, some might be using for Snowflake, some might be using for Databricks, right? So we should support all those and size equals for each and every platform, so that it's pretty easy for them to just export those SQLs, or directly in the later stages we should be able to connect with their platform from the tool itself, or from our SaaS platform itself, so that uh, automatically the tool runs the whole SQLs from our platform, and then you are done with it, right? So automatically the seeding of the data can also be done, as well as the data model can also be set up, right? So we can then later, in the later stages, can also connect with the CRM systems like HubSpot, Salesforce, right? So where we can also set up custom data models as well over there, right? If anyhow the users want to define everything over here, and then they want to implement the custom data models in different like tools like HubSpot and all, so they can directly do that from the platform itself. Okay, so that's the kind of thought process I have for this particular idea. Okay, so let's start building up. Okay, so before this, let's try to use should I use my pre-built skill as well in this? So let's use that. Okay, so let's ask Claude. Okay, so just go through the data modeler skill and read all the MD file and check how much it can be used. Okay, it can be used let's see if our pre-built skill can be used somewhere in this. Okay, yep, so it's saying it can be used 70%. Okay, so this skill can be used. So this is like requirement interview or directly importable to the platform. Okay, use as is. Okay, let's see. Requirement interview system prompt 95%. Okay, interview agent output schema. Okay, let's see. Weeks of work. Okay, so we have few of the things already present. It already covers post. Okay, 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 let's start building this up. Okay, we'll see in the process of building, okay, what all things can be reused and what can't be used. Okay, so let's try to plan now. Okay, so now create a plan for implementing this idea, where you have a front end and the back end. Front end is Next.js, okay, and back end is what should we do? Back end is Python, okay, Python and Fast API, okay. So we'll be going ahead with Fast API because it supports asynchronous kind of architecture where you get pretty fast performance in that, okay. So we'll go ahead with that. Implementing, okay, this idea next is okay, and backend is Python and Fast API, okay. So I need a detailed plan for implementing this tool. Okay, so till the time Claude makes a plan, we will start setting up some of the project till the time, okay. So we want it as a mono repo for now, but later on we can go ahead with a split kind of a repo, because maintaining a split repo right now would be tedious task, because you have to launch up a different Claude instance for the front end and then for the back end, whereas once you have the mono repo kind of a structure, so then LLM has the whole perspective of the your repository as a together itself, and it can interact easily with the front end and the back end, okay, and then it becomes pretty easy as well to develop that idea. Okay, so we'll keep it as a mono repo for now. So we will be going ahead with full roadmap, okay. So who's building it? So it's only me right now, so solo just me. So it's me as well as Claude code itself. So I'll try to build up this platform together. Okay, that's got it. Okay. Till the time, let's open the VS Code. Okay, and we will try to set up a new folder itself. Okay, file. Let me create a folder on the desktop itself. A new folder. So let's name this product. Okay, we will name this as, what should we name it? Let's think of a name for it. Okay. So we are doing data modeling, right? So model AI, okay, or something different, okay. So let's try to search for few names, okay. Let's ask Chat GPT for it. So we'll use different models, and then we'll use all the LLMs together to build up this thing, okay. So suggest me some names for a product which helps data modelers to use AI to build up data models, okay. Okay, so this is like Model Forge, then Schema Pilot, Data Architect AI. Okay, let's search if Data Architect AI. This looks pretty slick. So because it's a good name, right? So let's try to search if this domain is present, okay, or someone is using this, okay. So we'll try to see. Let's search on GoDaddy. Let's try to type data architect. Let's try search only data architect, okay. We'll see. Okay, data architect is already, because this is like quite a good name, right? So people might have already got this particular name itself. Data weave. Let's try this one. Data weave is also taken, right? Okay, now let's think of prompt to model. Yeah, this is also good. Yeah, prompt to model dot in is present for us. I guess this is a good one. Prompt to model dot prompt to model. Yeah, this is pretty decent to start with. Okay, so we'll name this only prompt to model, or let's name it P2M. Let's keep it in a short form. Okay, P2M AI. P2M P2M AI. Okay, this means prompt to model. Okay, so let's keep it pretty low right now. So I have the folder ready, so let me open this in the VS Code. Okay, so where is it? I have created this on desktop. Okay, got it. Off data AI. Yeah, this is also good. So let's try to see if we have something like this. Okay, let's think of it. Off data AI. So someone is suggesting off data dot AI. Let's look into it. Let's go to GoDaddy again. Yeah, off data AI is also good. Okay, yeah, even if we want to scale it at the later stages, so .ai is also present for it, right? So let's go with this off data .ai, since people are suggesting it. So let me rename it off data AI. Okay. Okay, so we are using the name as off data AI for this. Okay, so let me now close this one. Okay. Okay, let me open the new folder itself. Off data AI. Okay, so now we will be using the off data AI, and then let's start building it up. Let's close this is our off data AI. Then let's see the Claude if it has already built as a plan, right? So we have the plan ready. Okay, so let's just go and check, like, the from the top level, what all is there in the plan. So we have a solo build plan, operating principles. Okay, IR is fine. Okay, this is fine. Repository structure. Okay, so how is it, like, apps, packages? So this is for the infra. Okay, so web is for the front end and this is for the back end. Okay, then this is JSON schema for single source of truth. Okay, got it. Share types. Okay, then you have infra, then you have docs. Okay, and then this is final project JSON. Okay, this looks good. And then we have tech stack layer, which is like, okay, Next.js, React. Okay, React Flow is there. Okay, so why are we using React Flow in this plus auto layout? Okay, we will see how the things go, right? Because I'm not sure where this particular React Flow. Okay, I guess once we have the database diagram, right? So to represent it, mostly React Flow would be used for that purpose, I believe so. But yeah, we'll see once the Claude itself start building the platform for us. Okay, Then we have SQL viewer, okay. Then zoo stand for, okay, state management. Then fast API, okay. LangGraph is there, okay. So we'll be using LLM as a Claude Sonnet, Haiku, okay. Then LLM first party, okay. Postgres, DB, Neon DB, okay. Vector store, don't add Python, 1 DB, one set of credentials, okay. This is fine for right now. So I guess even if we don't go with Postgres Neon, right? These days Redis also provides all the things, right? So the things can become pretty fast. So I'm just thinking in those terms, okay. We will explore while we are building all this stuff, okay. So I'll talk about various architecture ways, right? So how we can make things pretty fast and how we can actually, build up scalable architectures. So we will talk about all these things once we start building up a lot of things, okay. Okay, then we have auth. We are talking about clerk, okay. Don't even consider it. Yeah, that's actually good for right now. We won't be building up auth ourselves basically, okay, because uh, it's better to not keep auth on our side, because otherwise uh, if we want to expose it to the external world, so it's better to keep auth on either on AWS side like Cognito kind of a service, or it's also good using like a service like Clerk, okay, for auth. And then we have Stripe billing, and then okay, email for recent for emails, okay. Hosting is for Vercel, okay. Flyo hosting BE backend. Long running connections work, scale to 0, okay. This is also good. Monitoring Sentry, XM logs, okay. GitHub actions by default. This looks good. Okay, this looks pretty good. Okay, the architecture that Claude has proposed to us, this looks pretty decent for the starting piece. And anyhow, once we'll start building up the product, we'll keep on iterating it, okay, so to make it pretty scalable as well as secure, okay. So we'll see all this stuff once we start building it up, okay. This looks good. So now let me just copy this, okay. I have the full plan, okay. So this is a MD file, okay. Let's do one thing. We have this ready, right? So let me create up a new file over here. So let's name it as plan.md, so that we just have this plan.md file over here, and then this can be utilized by Claude to read what exactly needs to be implemented, because it will be very difficult for Claude to remember all the stages and states, okay. So we will basically start building up by phase, okay. So that Claude also has some kind of context for whatever it is building, okay. So it's always good to go ahead phase by phase, otherwise we won't be getting the final results that we are trying to achieve, okay. So that's the first principle of building using vibe coding, okay. So build things phase by phase, otherwise LLMs hallucinate, though Claude is pretty good on that side, and from the engineering perspective Claude is pretty good, but yeah, it's always good to build things in phases, right? Okay, yeah, so we now have the plan, we have the repo as well, okay. So now let's do one more thing. So Claude also gave us like the GitHub actions, right? So should we create a GitHub repository right now, or I guess that can be done later, right? So once we start building up things, then later on stages we can set up a GitHub repository where we'll be pushing up the code, and on the real time basis you guys can also see the repository and the code itself, and then you later we can use that as well as a base point for everything, okay. So yeah, let's now start building up things, okay. So now we have the our AI repository ready. Now let me open terminal. Okay. Okay, so this is off data AI. So let me launch Claude here. I trust this folder. Let me launch 3 to 4 terminals of Claude. We will be working together with a lot of things. Okay. So basically what you can do is you can launch multiple instances of Claude, and you can use that each and every instance. Like one instance is purely dedicated to your front end, one is to back end, and then different tasks you can assign to your different Claude shells itself, so that those shells itself, or the agents which are running your task, become pretty decent on the context on the things they are working on. Okay, so that's the biggest the I can say, like, the learning from building up products. Okay, so you can try to use similar kind of an architecture while building up products using any kind of vibe coding, or using LLM tools. Okay, so we'll see that. Okay, so now we have our Claude things ready. Okay, so let's start building up. Okay, so we have a plan.md file which contains the end-to-end plan of building the off data, okay, off data AI product. Okay, go through the plan in detail and set up the repository structure. Okay, first let's try to set up the repository structure. Okay, repository structure. Okay, let's start with this. So we'll try to first of all set up the repository structure so that we have everything build up together, and then we will later slowly and steadily we'll start building up the platform itself. Okay, so let's okay. So you can also provide your ideas, or in the comments you can also tell, right? So what all things we can include in our daily stream, so that we can cover up all those aspects of data engineering, or product building as well, because I have more than 13 years of experience now within the IT industry, where I have built up products from scratch, and then building up platforms for people, and then working on to the data engineering side quite a lot. So we can cover all those aspects in our streams. Okay, so we will see end to end. Okay, so it has already started building up the files as well, which I was not expecting directly, but Claude being Claude, it has already started it, right? Okay, let it just cook the basic version of it, then we will see what all things can be done. Okay, so vibe coding is actually very interesting, right? If you have an idea in your mind, right, so you can use all these tools to build up pretty decent product ideas, right? And even if you don't have any of the product ideas in your mind, right, so for sure there are various websites that you can go ahead and refer and check out, like, what people are building, and from there itself you can start thinking about uh, like what all things can be built up. Okay, so it's not like generally you don't sometimes it's like you don't get that much ideas, but if you want to get ideas about platforms, right, so you can go ahead and check it out, like Product Hunt, right? So here people actually launch their vibe coded, or the platforms that they have built. So most of the platforms these days are vibe coded itself, right? So you can come here and check it out, different platforms, right? What people are building, and then just read about it, and then think about building up something or a product which can solve some problems for the people, right? So this is like the one we are building. It actually solves a problem for data modelers, right? Where they don't need to think about building up data model. They just come, they define their industry, they define few details in a natural language, right? And in the later stages, we'll also put some kind of a speech to text kind of thing in this as well, so that they just speak out whatever it's in their mind, and then automatically everything converts into textual form, and then the data modeling and everything is happening, right? So we can build such kind of ideas before the people. Okay, so yeah, this is a pretty good site, right, where you can come and check it out, what all products are coming into the market. Other one which is pretty famous is like the YC Combinator. So here you can come. So Y Combinator is a pretty good way of bringing up your ideas, where you have some ideas of startups where you want to implement. And so this is like a boot camp itself, so where you apply and your application gets submitted, and once your application is approved, then you get into their semester fall, and where you build your ideas and from develop a GTM kind of a strategy, which is like a go to market and selling of the product itself. Okay, so but here you can utilize it, uh, thinking of what all ideas people are building in. Okay, so you can go ahead and check it out, the whole website, where you will get to know what all people are building. Okay, so what different people are building, and you can even look out for various startup jobs as well over here. Okay, so basically where people are looking out for engineers to build up platforms. Okay, so but the best thing is you just go to any of the job, just look out what people are actually building, right? So you get a lot of ideas, and you can start thinking about various other ideas as well. Okay, so pretty good websites to start up for any kind of an idea if you want to build in future. Okay, yep. So let's go back to Claude. What is it doing? Okay, let me approve this. Okay, it's still building up the whole repository structure itself. So guys, do share, like, share and subscribe my channel, as well as just keep giving a thumbs up for the stream if you want to see me developing these such kind of products, as well as bringing up new technologies to you guys. So I'll try to be pretty much punctual on doing the stream, so we'll try to meet up somewhere like this time only on daily basis for 1 to 1.5 hours. We'll try to maintain that, and we'll meet daily for that. We'll see how we can so now you are actually seeing how we are ideating an idea, how we are actually building up a vibe coded product, and we will also see how we can define like a go to market strategy for this, how we actually reach out to people, right, for advertising our product, and how we make people use it. Okay, and then we will see the whole process of building up an idea to actually selling that into the market. Okay, and where all we can actually promote the idea, not even selling, but how we can promote the idea. Okay, so we'll see it end to end. Okay, so I guess it's pretty much building everything together. So let it do. So what is it in the env.example? Okay, so this is database. Okay, PostgreSQL. Okay, this is fine. Then we have Stripe. Stripe is for payments. This is for email. This is for next API. Okay, public URL development, and then you have auth clerk. Okay, object storage, Cloudflare, R2. Okay, we'll use that. Okay, web search is for Tavily API key. Okay, Anthropic is here, and then you have database. Okay, so for database, I guess instead of Neon, let's just pull up a Docker container on our own local system. So once we will deploy it in like on a production kind of a use case, then we will go ahead with Neon DB or something like that. Okay, but for now, for the development purpose, we can just pull up a container itself. Okay, and then we will see. Let me also start Docker on my system as well. Okay, so I believe I have Postgres over here, right? So this is good for us. So let me start this. Okay, so let me also start dbeaver to connect to, just to check, if a DB is working fine or not. Okay, let me just close these old SQLs which I had built for one of the clients for which I was working. Connections, yeah, we have the DB over here, so it's good for us. Okay, so we'll just create one more schema over here for now. Okay, yeah. Also, let me just check how much token utilization I am doing right now. Okay, because these days, like, Claude has done a lot of limitations on top of everything. Okay, so we have to keep a check on all these things. Okay, let's go to settings. We also check the usage. Okay, we are pretty good enough and decent enough. Okay, so now right now it's just 28% utilization. It's fine for us. Okay, so this is okay. Next steps, what all it has done. Require fully scaffolded. Okay, the summary of setup. Okay, it's Next.js. Okay, this looks good. It has already done a lot of things for us. Packages, so Alembic also has been implemented for any kind of database, changes that we'll be doing in the process. So everything has been done over here. This looks good. And then verified working. Okay, it is also tested using PyTest, so automatically it has implemented all our has it? No, then okay, it has just ran one PyTest. Okay, it hasn't implemented yet the test cases, but I'm not sure how it ran the PyTest for like maybe it might be just a unit test itself. Okay, so but we will implement more and more test cases over here itself. Okay, then full pydantic models. Okay, this is good. Then we have Docker Compose to bring up Postgres PG vector. Okay, Postgres PG vector on 5432. Okay, wires entry once you have API keys. Axiom. Okay, git commit to establish the baseline. Okay, then move phase 1. Okay, Snowflake DDA on me to initialize. Move to phase 1. Okay, so first we already have a DB running on 5432, but I am not sure it has PG vector enabled, right? Can you check? Right, so we have the DB, but I'm not sure whether it will support PG vector right now. Okay, so let it check it out. Because generally what happens, so for enabling the PG vector kind of extension for Postgres, so you need to run few commands, okay, in Postgres. So then once you are done with it, you can actually do it. Okay, PG vector is not installed. Okay, this is which doesn't include PGs. You have two options, but you don't need to rebuild it with. Okay, use the existing container for, but you don't need to rebuild it with the PG vector image. Instead, spin up a separate container. Okay, I guess let's go with the separate container. Okay, let's spin up a separate container. Okay, we will spin up a separate container and keep segregation between the two. Okay, let's see. Okay, it's now actually building up a new container for us. Let's see the Docker. I hope it will be visible over here as well. So let me stop this one, okay, because we won't be needing this. So let's stop this particular container itself. Okay, yes. Okay, it is also using min.io for the storage piece. Okay, this is good. Okay, 5433. Okay, both containers are up and vector PG vector is enabled. Okay, let's see if we can see the container in. Okay, so you have this, right? So you have a Docker compose where it has activated two containers. Okay, so one is for min.io and other one is for the PG vector, which is like the Postgres instance. Okay, so if you don't know about min.io, so min.io is like a object storage, but it's like an open source object storage. Okay, so you have S3, right? You have Azure Blob Storage. So for each and every cloud, you have different kind of object storages, right? And then you have an open source version which you can also deploy on your own servers, which is like on-prem servers, or you can use it for your own testing pieces or testing purpose itself, right? So it's a very actually a good way, right, to test out things and build up things when you are building up a platform on your development environment, right? So later on in the later stages you can go ahead, once you are into the production mode, right? So you can go ahead and create some kind of an S3 environment on the Cloudflare as well, right? Cloudflare storage or Azure storage. So you can utilize all those object storages, right? So that you don't have any kind of downtime or something like that. And anyhow, even if you want to expose it to the external world, right, you cannot expose it from your local systems like a local host, right? So you need some kind of a well-defined object storages. Okay, so I guess our infrastructure is ready. So this is running on 5432. Let me try to connect this through dweaver. Okay, so now this piece is done. Let's close this. So let me ask him only, Claude basically, can you share me connection details for connecting to the Postgres instance? Okay, okay, we have the details. So let me try to now connect to this Postgres instance. Okay, so let me try to create a new connection next, and then we have the connection string over here. Okay, let me give it through the URL itself. Okay, of database username is Postgres, password is Postgres. So guys, even if you want to, even if you will try to use this username and password, this won't work because this is running on my local host. Okay, so you can't connect to it. So let me just connect to this. Okay, first let me test a connection. Okay, so it's saying this is a invalid. Okay, let me try to set. Oh, I know, maybe I removed the JDVC in front, right? So that because of that it's just throwing invalid. Okay, now let me test the connection. Still Postgres for connection error. What is the... Okay, I believe I need to remove this part. Okay, let's try this. Okay, let me just see how it actually expects. Okay, okay, so it expects like Postgres, then localhost. Okay, so I believe it's like, okay, I just need to copy from here. Let me copy it from here. Okay, yeah, I'll just paste this. I guess now it should work. No, it's still not working. Okay, just a minute, I'll just check again. Connection next. Okay, let me just do it manually itself instead of copying. Okay, I'll just put over here URL. Okay, host is localhost, databases Postgres, sorry, databases of data AI. Okay, of data AI, port is 5432, username is Postgres, password is also Postgres. Okay, so now it looks good. So now it's connected. Okay, let me finish this up. So we have all the databases, schemas, tables. Okay, now right now tables are not created. Okay, let's also ask Claude how to connect to Minio as well. Okay, so that we can actually check, okay, if we are uploading any of the document, how we can actually connect to it using a UI. Okay, so let's ask. So there are various tools, right, which are available, or you can just log in. So let me open this. So I'll also show you how Minio actually looks. Okay, so let's now go to this. Sorry. Okay, so now the username and password is Minio and Minio, I believe. Yeah, Minio admin and then Minio admin. Okay, let's go back. Minio admin. Just log in. Okay, so now we are logged in into our object storage as well. Okay, so this is how the object storage actually looks like. So similar goes for S3 as well. You just go ahead and create your buckets and then name your buckets, and then you have a distributed storage kind of a place. Okay, so this is done for us. So this looks good. Let's close this. Okay, so now we are done with everything, like set up for like the object storage as well as the front end. Okay, sorry, the database part, right? So we are pretty good. Okay, now what we need to do, it was saying few things, right? So I'm just going back and checking out. Before this it was saying few things right here. Yes, so now we are done with this. Okay, so what is this? Let's ask it. Okay, what is the use of this? Okay, where would this be used? Okay, where would this be used? So basically what you need to do is, whenever LLM is giving you a few kind of suggestions, you should always try to ask the suggestions. Though I know, right, why the LLM has provided that, but still you should ask LLM about it, so that it keeps on maintaining the context of what we are actually building. Okay, so it's a good way of letting LLM know. Okay, so based on the plan, error crash reporting catches unhandled. Okay, next I give you track traces. Okay, critical input, no, something breaks down. This is good. And then we have Axiom, log aggregation and querying. Okay, structure logs from the API. Okay, feeds to the observability, right? So we need to have some kind of observability, right? If multiple people are actually connecting to your back end and front end, right? So there can be few kind of failures as well. So we need to keep a check on it. Okay, for now, and wire them in when you have real user. Okay, so we can actually keep it as on a secondary pieces. Okay, yeah, so let's move to phase one. Okay, also let's start building front end and back end. Okay, okay, it's like IR validators, and then Snowflake DDL generator, Mohammed ERD generator. Okay. Okay. CLI tool as well. Okay, so it's also generating CLI tool for us as well. This is good. Plus backend API or DB front end pages. Yeah, this looks good. Okay, so once this is done, we will just try to run this project till here today, and tomorrow we will continue building up the further parts of the project. Okay, so let's bring it up to the baseline where we have the project ready and we can actually start it. Okay, and then from tomorrow onwards we will start like moving on to the next stages of the project. Okay, it has launched 5 agents working in parallel. Okay, this is good. This is actually good. It has all automatically started it. Okay, so once we have the baseline created, we can have multiple terminals working together on different things. Okay, and different tasks itself. It's like 5 local agents are working. Okay, build I completed. Okay, run Python packages. Okay, inside this we have all the test cases as well. This is good. Okay, another agent is also finished, which will be actually building up the DDLs and mermaid diagram for it. So like I guess few test cases failed. So one day I'll also show you, Hello Voice platform as well. So how we build it using vibe coding. Okay. So it's a whole platform itself where you can just come ahead and build up AI agents, voice AI agents, okay, which you can connect on your phone numbers and everything, right? And even on websites, even on WhatsApp, wherever you want to. So it's like an omni-channel kind of conversation your bots can have. Okay. Okay, still waiting on the final. I guess there are two agents which are remaining right now, which are working on building this. Okay, so let's wait for them as well. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe the stream, as well as spread it across your people who want to learn and see how to develop a product from scratch using vibe coding, and then try to ship it and define a go to market strategy, right, and to sell it into the market. We will see all this stuff in this stream. Okay, still there are two agents running 3 sample IR JSONs. Okay, build front end pages and component. Okay, this is still running. Okay, it's I guess it's a pretty big UI piece, so that's why it's taking that much kind of time. Okay, what is it about? Okay, I guess all the agents are done. This is good for us, but it couldn't find few of the files. Okay, they weren't written. Okay, let me create them. This is fine. Okay, we have a lot of files now. We'll just push everything to the repository once I'm done creating the repository. So tomorrow I'll share you the repository link as well, where you can actually check out all the code. Okay, so let's do it. Don't forget to put your comments in the chat as well, so that if any of the things you want to ask or put down into the stream, I'll try to incorporate those as well. Okay, so I guess this is done. Okay, there is one agent which is still working, which is simple IR's agent. Okay, let it also work. Okay, where is this agent stuck right now? Okay, it's working right now. Then okay. Believe it's writing itself. only one agent is actually left, so I'm just waiting for that to finish. Then we can just try to run like a bootstrap project itself and then check it out, right? How the platform is actually performing. It's taking too much time. I'm not sure exactly where is it stuck. It's almost 3 minutes. Maybe how's going the front end agent going? Okay, let me ask it. It shows one pattern. Okay, so let me check if the files exist. Okay. Okay, I believe everything is done, in progress. Okay, 3 minor validations. Okay, I'll report back when the agents are complete. Okay, let's wait for these agents to finish. Till the time, let me just check few things in the repository. Okay, it hasn't created yet the Docker compose for this project. Okay, we'll ask this to create it. Okay, because we'll be running the front end and the back end in the containers itself, so it's actually good for deploying the systems into the containerized environment in production, because you can have multiple containers to scale your applications at the same time, right? And also you don't have all those dependency issues, so that's also pretty good. Okay, so we will just build till this here. We will use the CLI tool tomorrow. I'm just waiting for this one local agent to finish so that actually we can just try to build and run the project. Okay, this phase on CLI tool. Okay, can you check which agent is running till now and why is it taking so much time? Okay, so it's saying the sample are already finished. Okay, completely, because right now I can still see here one local agent is still okay. Maybe this one was the failed one. So how to kill? Okay, let me see. Let me copy the name of this and let me ask it to kill it. Okay. Okay, because I can still see one agent running, right? And I'm not sure. I can see still one agent running. Can you kill it? Yeah, now it's this was a secret agent. Okay, so now let's try to build the front end and back end. Okay, in Docker containers and try to start the project. Okay, so we'll try to create containers of both front end and back end, so that at least today we have an end-to-end running bootstrap project. So what we are trying to build, okay, so for that we are actually doing it. Okay, so this is, I believe this is front end and other one was back end. Okay, it's actually doing API image build. Okay, so it's now actually building up both the front end and the back end images. Okay, apps API, yeah, so inside the API you can see, right? So this is for the back end, so it has created the Docker file for the back end over here, and similarly for the web version it will also have a Docker file, right? So both the Docker files are present. Okay, so for the web and the API we have both the Docker files, and inside the infra we are having the Docker compose file to run both the front end and the back end at the same point of time, as well as the Postgres as well, and MinIO, right? So basically compose file actually has all the images which are interdependent on each other, so you can define all those things together in a same file. So all these will be deployed into the same network of the Docker, right? So these services can interact with each other. Okay, so web is good. It has already started, I guess. Let me check my Docker. Yeah, you can see over here, right? So this part was infra. Inside infra it has already deployed a lot of things, right? So API is also there, and web is also there, right? So we have the front end, back end, everything running now. So let me open to the landing page. Okay, we'll also create a website for this product, so we'll see end to end everything. Okay, let me just go to this. So we have the front end running. Okay, so get started. We have the pieces. So right now basically your LLMs are not connected, so we'll see step by step everything, how we progress on this product itself. Okay, so I'll also define the website and everything. So I guess we are pretty good for today, right? And we will meet tomorrow again and proceed ahead with this product, and stay tuned. So it will be good if you like, share, and subscribe the stream. So I'll keep posting such content, and we'll keep working on building various vibe coded projects and launch it into market. Okay, so see you tomorrow, guys. Thank you. Bye bye.